merchandise. Cash for the busted hooks.
Cash for the cotton goods. Cash for the hard goods. Cash for the soft goods.
Cash for the fancy goods.
Cash for the noggins and the piggins and the burgers.
Cash for the hard bread, cash and Jimmy John. Cash for the crackers and the pickles and the fine things.
Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
What do you talk?
You can talk, you can talk. You can fix it, you can talk. You can fix it, fix it, fix it. You can talk, 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 talk. Fix it, fix it, fix it. You can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. But you got to know the territory. Like the mountain forward made the trouble. Makes people want to go, want to get up and go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 22, 23 miles to the county street. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Who's going to patronize this bitty 2x4 kind of store anymore?
What do you call it? What do you call it?
Not the Model T at all. Take a gander at the store, at the margarine store, at the present day store, at the present day margarine departmentalized grocery store.
What do you talk? 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 Where do you get it? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
You can talk, you can fix it. You can talk, you can fix it. You can talk, 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 talk. Fix it, fix it, fix it. You can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you got to know the territory. Why, if you need a biscuit, lady trouble, you need it. You need to put the crackers in the package, You need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package, make the cracker barrel obsolete.
Long like the cracker barrel out the window with the nail pouch, cut blood shown by the stove. Changed me a broke jump and travel in the stale since made it pretty hard.
No, it didn't, but you got to know the territory.
Gone with the hard head casket and demi-john. Gone with the sugar barrel, pickle barrel, milk tank. Gone with the tub and the pear and the tears.
Ever meet a fellow by the name of Hill?
No!
Just a minute.
Never heard of any salesman. Hill.
Now, he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory.
What's the fellow's line? Never worried about his line.
Never worried about his life.
Well, the cracker barrel being obsolete order. You need a biscuit in the airtight sanitary package or a Model T for. Just a minute. Never worried about his line. Or a doggone thing. He just pays. Time, beat, bell, ringing, big hole, great goal, neck and nothing, rich pouring every time a bullseye sales. That's Professor Harold Hill. Tell us, what's his line? He's a fake, and he doesn't know the territory.
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
He's a music man. He's a music man, and he sells clarinets to the kids in the top with the big trombones and the rat-a-tat drum. Big brass bass, and the piccolo. Uniform too, with the shiny gold braid on the coat.
Well, I don't know much about that, but I do know you can't make a living doing big trombone. No, sir. Mandolin picks, perhaps, and even there are Jews on.
Oh, the fellas are a band. Boy, band. I don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king, and he shines and he shines and he shines and he shines. And when the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him.
Yes, sir.
But he doesn't know the territory.
River City, across the state line to Iowa. River City, population 2,212. Cigarettes illegal in the state. What?
All right, if you're all through, I'll tell you about Harold Hill. You know that fella Hill? Never saw him before in my life, but I know this much. He's giving all of us a black eye. Why, okay, he's worked over a town. The very next salesman to arrive automatically gets tarred and feathered and rode out to the city limits on the rail. Oh, you think that's funny, eh? Wait till it happens to you. Your hair never grows back.
Now, why should he get run out of town on a rail?
Because in order to sell band instruments and uniforms, instruction books, he has to teach the kids to play.
Well,
And to form them into a band with himself as the leader.
So what's wrong with
He
that?
don't know one note from another. What's wrong with that? He doesn't know a bass drum from a pipe organ. I'll catch up with that swindling two-bit thimble-rigging Hill, and when I do, I'll squeal at him so loud.
Hey, Charlie. Boy, you're mad. I'd sure like to be around when you meet up with that fella.
Well, it won't be on this trip, not here in Iowa. Not even the great Professor Hill. We try to sell them nut-bowed Hawkeyes out here.
what? Gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I'll have to give Iowa a try.
I don't think I caught your name.
Don't believe I dropped it.
want to go around in your drawers all day.
And there I was in the Madison Hospital, and nobody comes to see me. Uncle Will, he never comes, and Aunt Bertha never comes. Your Aunt Bertha's dead. Well, she wouldn't have come anyway.
We roll as a falling, the thunder in December is the rest of our weather in July. And we're so far gone, snow we can stand from your nose for a wicked on the energy on July. But we'll give you our shirts and our hands to go with it. In your mouth should have it
You're welcome. Glad to have you with us, even though we may not ever mention it again.
You really ought to give my heart, all I ought to give the boy down for what you make me give away, all to live my
Ah, Mr. Squires?
No, Mr. Hicks.
Oh, well, I'd be interested in hiring a ring for Sunday if you would accommodate me.
Well, then I suppose you better see the person who do the hiring. And he's not here. He's late, as usual.
Hey, Gregory! You all son of a gun! What incarnation but Greg! Professor Hill's the name. Harold Hill. Hey, but Greg, what are you doing here? And why didn't you let me know you was coming? Well, I didn't know I was myself. Besides, how would I know you'd end up in a little tank town like this? Hey, you were a pretty big slicker when you were in business with me. Too many close shaves the way you work. Besides, I've got me a nice, comfortable girl, Ethel Toffelmeyer, the boss's niece. You've got legitimate, huh? I knew you'd come to no good. Hey, what's the new pitch? You're not back in the band business again. I thought you were in steam automobiles. I was. Well, what happened? Somebody actually invented one. No. Now, give me the lowdown around here, Morse. Oh, you'll never get anywhere in the band business with these stubborn Iowans, Greg. Besides, they got a stuck-up music teacher here who'll expose you the second you get your grip unpacked. Oh, yeah? Male or female? Music teacher? She's a librarian, female. Ah, perfect. That's just what I wanted to hear. If she passes by, be sure and point her out to me. Okay, I will. How are you going to start the pitch? Same old way. I'll keep that music teacher off balance. And my next step will be to get your town out of the serious trouble it's in. But River City isn't in any trouble. Well, I have to create some. I have to create a desperate need for a boys' band. Well, you remember? Now, what's new around here, Morse? What can I do? Nothing, except the billiard parlor just put in a new pool table. Yes. They never had a pool table here before? No, only billiards. That'll do. Hey, see you later, Morse. Okay. And don't forget, music teacher. Music teacher. Friend, either you are closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you are unaware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player, certainly mighty proud to say I'm always mighty proud to say it. I consider that the hours I spend with a cue in my hand are golden. Helps cultivate horse sense and a cool hand in the keen eye. Did you ever take a try to give an ironclad leap to yourself from a three-rail billiard shot? Well, just as I say, it takes judgment, brains, maturity to score enough walks like me. I say that any move can take and shove a ball in a pocket. And I call that soft the first big step on the road to the depths of day for day I take first. Medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer stay crowded. Never mind pumping in one of your parents, but what for the sister and nephew on Saturday night? That's trouble. Yes, you got lots and lots of trouble. I'm thinking of the kids in the Knickerbocker shirt-tailed young ones peeking in the pool hall when whoever's doing got trouble. Folks right here in River City. Trouble for the capital of T and that rhymes with P and that stands for pool. Now I know all you folks in the right kind of parents. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on while alone around that hall? Now we try out Bevo. Try out Hubert. Try out Taylor things like cigarette meat. And birds all about how they're gonna cover for tough breakfast. Said one fine night. They leave that pool hall, head for the deck in the yard, and then see men in scarlet women. Rag time! Chimney is gonna grab your son. Go from the arms of the jungle, and the women sneak fast, steer it up. Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground trouble. City. Capital T and M rhymes with P and that stands for pool. That stands for pool. We got trouble. River City. Right here. We're gonna figure out a way to get the young ones laureled after school. Mothers of River City, heed that warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The minute your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? Trouble. A dime novel hidden in the corn crib. Is he starting to memorize jokes from Captain Billy's whiz bag? Trouble. Are certain words creeping into his conversation? Words like swell and soldier old man. When it's so, my friends, he got trouble. Here's River City. Capital T and that rhyme with P and that stands for pool. He should have got trouble. Right here, River City. Remember the main Plymouth Rock and the Golden Rule. Where's trouble? Where's terrible trouble? They gave us a 15-numbered ball. Is the devil's tool. Trouble. Oh, yeah, we got trouble here. We got trouble. The T. Capital T. Rivers P. Rivers P. That's for pool. Did you drop the Didn't I meet you in I'll only be in town a short while.
Good.
That your daughter?
Yes, Mama, I'll be there in a minute. Go on, Amaryllis. Hello, Mama.
That's fine, dear. Now your exercises.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't remember the library being open last 4th of July.
Oh, yes, Mama. Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all over town.
Oh, who?
Well, I don't know. I never saw him before.
Did he say anything? He tried. Did you say anything?
Oh, Mama, of course not. Now, don't dull, Amaryllis. So, do, la, re, ti, mi, a little slower
and please keep the fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can. Don't get faster, dear.
Well, if you don't mind my saying so, it wouldn't have hurt to find out what the gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wanted.
What, dear?
You'll find it in Balzac.
Excuse me, Calypso, I never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
There you go again with the same old comment about the low mentality of river city people and taking it all too much to heart.
Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library was entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural levels, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman has a husband and you got none, why should she take his advice from you? Even if you can't quote Balzac and Shakespeare and all the other highfalutin Greeks.
Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
I haven't changed the subject, I'm speaking about the stranger.
Strange
With the suitcase, maybe you're very like John.
Mama, do you think I allow common matter? No, really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention.
I know all about the standards, and if you don't mind my saying so, there's not a man as I who would hope to measure up to that length of no will to say, having no your women, you can cut this to yourself. From your Irish imagination, I was governess in your library full of books.
Well, if that isn't the best I've ever heard.
Thank you. Can I have a drink, please?
May I?
May I have a drink?
Yes, you may.
Please drop it softly now. Is that way to come into the house?
Hello.
That won't do at all. I'll have a kiss from you, boy. And that lady over there is your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop.
Winthrop, where's your man?
I'm having a party on Saturday. You please come? I'd especially like it very much if you come. Winthrop?
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to her party. Are you going or aren't you?
No.
No, what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name.
He won't say Amaryllis because of the S, because of his list. He's ashamed.
We know all about his list, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop,
I'll bet he won't say it. No, thank you, Amaryllis. Amaryllis! Amaryllis! He's crying. Why does he always get so mad at people just because of his list?
Oh, it's not just because of his list, Amaryllis. That's only part of it.
What's the other part?
Oh, never mind, dear. It's just that he never talks very much.
Not even to you and your mother?
No, dear. We all have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he doesn't ever talk to me. Every night I say goodnight to him on the evening star. You have to do it the very second you see it too, or it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night, sweet night.
Oh, there, dear. Now don't cry. You have plenty of time. Well, if not Winthrop, it'll just be someone else.
Never on an old man like you. I'm sorry, Miss Marion. Can I play my crosshand piece?
May I?
May I play my crosshand piece?
Yes, you may.
You see, without a sweetheart, you have no one to say goodnight to on the evening star.
I know, Amaryllis. Well, for the time being, you just say goodnight, my someone. And you can fill in the name when the right someone comes along.
All right, it's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your crosshand piece.
Now I may play my crosshand piece.
Good night, my someone. Good night, my love. Sleep tight,
to my wife, Eulalie McKechnie Shin, for leading the singing. And to J.C. Squires for his fine stereopticon slide. And to Ethel Toppelmeyer, our fine piano player. Yeah. As your mayor of River City, I wish to welcome all my fellow River City Zians to our 4th of July exercises set up here for the indoors in Madison Gymnasium this year, account of the weather. Score, and the members of the school board will now present a patriotic tableau. The members of the school board will not present a Instead, the wonton ye-girls of the local wigwam of Hiawatha will present the spectacle of my wife. In which my wife, Eulalie McKechnie Shin, will play a leading part. Providing the rain stops by 9:30. They'll be held over at the Madison Picnic Park in the farm meadow across the creek from the pest house.
So how can it be raining? The Gazette predicted fair weather, Mr. Mayor.
That's accurate most of the time, J.C., and you know it.
No, it's not.
Well, the number 8 late again as usual.
I don't think she's early. I think she's late.
Hold on! Much higher than the stars. Why, I haven't seen Iowa folk get so excited since Frank Gotch and Strangular Lewis lay on the mat for 3 hours without moving a muscle. Never mind. Never mind. I want that spellbinder's credentials. And grab that hoodlum. He almost blew up their shin.
Thanks, Professor. That's to set an example with this kid Ringleader, you know, what he does to gangs.
Jimmy Clark, let me go. You wild kid, you hang around my eldest girl. This part on a day laborer south of town. Wild kid. Can't get down Main Street after my eldest girl just last Sunday.
That wasn't an easy task.
And don't you contradict me.
We're just walking together. Jimmy Clark.
What's your phraseology? If I ever catch you hanging around my eldest daughter, you'll hear from me who laid the rails. And hell, I'll talk to you tomorrow morning about this band thing. Over at City Hall, 10 o'clock sharp. Man, I want that spellbinder's credentials.
Oh, Constable. I'll be responsible for the boy. You don't know this kid. He's tough, and his gang's waiting outside.
Oh, well, I'll be careful.
Tommy, I'd like to talk to you about the band.
Oh, gee, Professor, that's for the little kid.
Oh, well, I don't mean you playing in it. Well, you're mechanically minded, aren't you? Have you ever done anything with, perpetual motion?
Nearly had a couple times.
You did? Well, you're my man.
Do you realize that no one has ever invented a music holder for a marching piccolo player? There's no place to hang the music, son.
Gilly, God, I wonder where I can get some wire from.
Well, look in your cellar. That's where people usually keep wire. Oh, Tommy.
Yes, sir?
Now, Constable, I'll show you how to break up a gap. The young lady. Oh, Miss. What's your name?
Anita, I had no idea you were talking to me. God.
Do you know Tommy Gillis?
Well,
Tommy, this is Anita. Escort the young lady home.
Says that I ain't going home. I gotta go to the library. Ye God.
Well, then escort the young lady home by way of the library and, by way of the candy kitchen.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
Oh, you have to.
Yes, sir.
Ye God.
Oh, Professor, you're a pretty bright young fellow. But you made a couple of mistakes.
Oh?
The mayor owns the billiard parlor and that new pool table.
Oh. Well, what was my other mistake?
That's Anita. She's the mayor's oldest girl.
Excuse me, Professor, but we are the school board and we would like to have your credentials, please.
Academic certificate. Oh, no, nothing at the time.
What am I hearing? Say, ice cream. Ice cream.
But I don't think, young man, if that's...
Well, then talk then. Down here.
Ice cream.
Talk slow.
Ice cream.
See, singing is only sustained talking. Now you right here. Ice cream. And you shout. Ice cream. And you shout. Oh, ladies, from now on you'll never see one of these gentlemen without the other three.
Oh, Professor, you're wrong. Why have they hated each other for 15 years?
Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream. How can there be any sin sincere? Where is the good in goodbye and goodbye? Your apprehension confused me, dear. Harder and mystified help me. What can be fair in farewell, dear? While one single star shines above. How can there be any sin sincere? Aren't we sincerely in love? I don't suppose you live alone or anything. I have some wonderful caramels over at the hotel.
Mr. Hill!
Professor Hill.
Professor of what? At what college do they give out degrees for annoying women on the street like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
Oh, well, I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. The Gary, Indiana, gold level class of art 5.
Even should that happen to be true, does it give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? And another thing, Mr. Hill, I am not as easily hoodwinked or mesmerized as some of the people in this town, and I feel it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in there, and they may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Hey, Gregory! Oh, hi, Max. Hey, don't call me Greg. How did you make out with the music teacher? Ah, scrumptious. She ate out of the minute I tipped my hat. She did? Boy, did you cut the swat tonight. But for a minute there, I thought you knew something about leading a band, just like you used to imitate that band concert fellow back in Joplin. Oh, yeah. That's kid stuff. Oh, I'm in rare form these days, son. Now, you just keep your eye on me for the next 4 weeks. 4 weeks? But it only takes 10 days for the instruments to arrive. Oh, well, it still does, but it takes 4 weeks for the uniforms. Oh, no. You haven't added uniforms. Uniforms and instruction books. Instruction books? But you can't pass yourself off as any music professor. I mean that for the next 4 weeks. No, but you don't know one note from another. Oh, well, I have a revolutionary new method called the think system, where you don't bother with notes. Yeah, and in 4 weeks, the people who want to hear music, you'll have to lead a band. Yeah, but when the uniforms arrive, they forget everything else. Or at least long enough for me to collect and lead. Oh, this is a refined operation, son. And I've got it timed down to the last wave of the brakeman's hand on the last train out of town. And now, Mr. Washburn, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to line yourself up a little canoodling, huh? Well... Say, I could set you up with that little sister. Oh, she's a lovely girl, teaches Sunday school. No wide-eyed, eager, wholesome, innocent Sunday school teacher for me. That kind of gal spins west, no spider ever. Now listen, boy. A gal who trades on all that purity merely wants to trade my independence for her security. The only affirmative she will find refers to marching down the aisle. No golden, glorious, gleaming, pristine goddess. No, sir, or no Diana I play for. I can tell you that right now. I snarl, I hiss. How can ignorance be compared to bliss? I spark, I fear. For the lady who knows what time it is. I cheer, I rave. All the virtue I'm too late to save. The sadder but wiser girl for me. No bright-eyed, blushing, breathless, baby doll baby. No, sir, that kind of child ties knots no sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No, do young miss who keeps resisting. All the time she keeps insisting. No wide-eyed, wholesome, innocent female. But no, sir, why she's the fisherman, I'm the fish, you see. Plop! I flinch, I shine. When the last delicate air goes by, I smile, I grin. Running the gallons to touch up some lost in. I hope, I pray for Hester to win. Just one more ray. The sadder but wiser girl, the girl for me. The sadder but wiser girl for me.
We're all a godsend. KB, everyone is so excited about the plan. I'm Ethel Meyer, the piano girl. And this is Mrs. Squire. And Mrs. Pickles. And you know how Mayor's wife, you let it take me shame. It's been all so exciting you lately. I could not say at this time. My husband will wish to investigate, I'm sure. And naturally, I am reticent. Oh, yes, I am reticent.
Well, of course, Mrs. Shin, I understand. But you see, a part of my music plans include a committee on the dance, and I thought that... Oh, do that again, Mrs. Shin. The way you raised your foot just now.
Oh, well, you see, I have a bunny in that bothers.
Oh, what grace! What natural flow of rhythm!
Whoa, Mr.
What
Shin.
expression of line! Ooh!
Mr. Shin.
Oh, you must accept the chairmanship of the Ladies' Auxiliary for the classic dance. Now, mustn't she make...
Oh, yes.
Every move you make, Mrs. Shin, bespeaks Del Star. Will you? Will you? Say yes, Mrs. Shin.
You lady McKechnie Shin, I
be. Well, after all, she is the librarian.
Pick-a-little, top-a-little, pick-a-little, top-a-little, tick-tick-tick, double-lock, pick-a-little more. Pick-a-little, top-a-little, pick-a-little, top-a-little, tick-tick-tick, double-lock, pick-a-little more. Pick-a-little, top-a-little, pick-a-little, top-a-little, tick-tick-tick, double-lock, pick-a-little more. Pick-a-little, top-a-little, pick-a-little, top-a-little, tick-tick-tick-tick-tick-tick-tick. That's better. Hurry up, that's that. Double-lock, pick-a-little more. Pick-a-little, pick-a-little, top-a-little,
Very good.
She made brazen overtures to a man who didn't have a friend in this town until she came here. Old Miser Madison.
Miser Madison. Madison Gymnasium, Madison Picnic Park, Madison Hospital. That Miser Madison?
Who did he think he was anyway?
Well, I should say, show off. He gave the town the library too, didn't he?
That's just it. When he died, he left the library building to the city. We left all the books to her. She was seen coming and going from his place. Oh, yes, that's the name.
Good night, ladies. It's all right. I know everything, and it doesn't make any difference.
What are you talking about?
Oh, well, you were probably very young. Anyone can make a mistake.
What?
Oh, no apologies, no explanations, please. I'll only be in town a short while, and, the sadder but wiser girl for me.
Will you please make your selection and leave?
I have
Well, what do you want to take out?
the librarian.
Quiet.
The librarian. You're not listening, Marion. Look. Marion. Marbles. 60 leaves, 8 Aggies, a dozen Pee-wees, and one big glassy with an American flag in the middle. I think I'll drop them.
No!
Madam Librarian. What can I do? I need to make it. I need to madly, Madam Librarian. Marion, heaven help us if the library is hot on fire and the volunteer host brigade and to whisper the news to the Madam Librarian. What can I say? Mighty to make it. I love you madly, Madam Librarian. Marion, if I stop librarian. Down in the moonlight, a man was singing in the moonlight. And the fellow would know that his dog had heard every word of his song with the moonlight. Help me along. But when I drive in here to town, you think I need you badly, badly, Madam Librarian. Marion, it's a long lost cause. I can never win for the civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin. And he's talking out loud. And he's librarian, such as Marion. Madam Librarian. The ladies' dance committee meets Tuesday nights. Marshmallow, Madam Librarian. I'll tell you what. It's almost noon. Why don't you go home and grab some supper? I'll try a couple by myself.
Come on, Professor.
Hey, thanks, Tommy.
Why, no, Mayor Shinn,
I collect doorbells. You see, and this particular specimen has unusual total qualities.
Flattery will not avail you. Soliciting is statutory in this county. Malfeasance without a permit. By the way, why haven't you been down to City Hall with your by-God papers?
Well, I just missed your... Mr. Mayor!
What?
Your hand! Oh, no. What? That spread of your little finger. It's hereditary.
Oh, it is. What does that mean?
It means that your son's little finger is perfectly situated to operate the spit valve on a B-flat flugelhorn.
Is that good?
Good! What? It means that America has at last produced an artist who can flugel the minute waltz in 50 seconds.
Say, where can I get one of these horns?
Well, sign right here, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
That'll be $17 import.
Yes, sir. And just to think that I could have missed this whole thing. I haven't got any son. Why you unscrupulous wife, you unscrupulous foolbite? You'll be down to City Hall by 3 o'clock with your by-God papers.
You mean this afternoon?
Couldn't make myself later unless I'm Quaker on his day off.
Mrs. Peru, do you realize that you have the facial characteristics of a coronet virtuoso?
I don't know if I understand you entirely, Professor.
Well, I mean that if your son has that same firm chin and those splendid cheek muscles, oh, my joy. Well, not that he could ever be really great, you understand, but...
Oh, is that so? And in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, you see, all the really great cornet players were Irish. Oh, Clark. Oh, Mendez. Oh, Klein.
But, Professor, we are Irish.
No. No, really? Oh, well, that clinches it, Mrs. Peru. Your son was born to play the cornet. Sign here. That'll be $7 earnest money. Not a penny more due until first installment payable at opening of band practice. Thank you. Oh, and now, of course, I'll need the boy's measurements for his band uniform.
His uniform.
Well, hello, son. Oh, why, certainly his uniform. And there won't be a penny more due until delivery, which gives him 4 weeks to imagine, to anticipate, to enjoy, at no cost whatever. Never allow the demands of tomorrow to interfere with the pleasures and excitement of today.
We have
A stripe! Well, of course, my boy. A wide gold stripe going down each side. Now, what do you think of that?
You'll have to excuse Winthrop, Professor. We can't get him to say 3 words a day, even to us. And if you can get him to play in the band, you'll have St. Michael's own way with you. But if anybody could do it, I bet you could. Out of a crowd, I'd pick you for a hod-carrying, clay-pipe-smoking, shamrock-wearing, harp-playing, minstrel hall-singing Irishman, big gob and big job. Where are you from, you boy?
Gary, Indiana.
I knew it, Gary. Where did you say?
Gary, Indiana. As a matter of fact, Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
Was she now?
Yes, she was. Gold medal class of all 5. Well, how to do, Miss Peru?
How to do, Mr. Hill?
Peru. Oh, of course, I thought that name sounded familiar. Well, I've been trying to see you since the other day, but, well...
He wants to put Winthrop in the band.
We're not interested, Mama.
But Marion, the boy, might have his father's musical gift. He has my jaw, you know.
Oh, your husband's musical.
Do you burst in on everyone's home like this, prying into personal affairs? We're not interested.
Well, that's 1 for and 1 against. Now, why not let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Is there anything else?
Well, I'm sorry. But that's
all the more reason why your brother should have something like
My
this.
brother is a 10-year-old problem child who cannot understand why his father was taken away. Would you care to explain it to him? He's been brooding about it for 2 years. And as for your musical tricks, why don't you go into business with some nice carnival man who sells gold-painted watches and flat diamond rings?
Musical tricks? Well, Miss Peru, I hardly take this. I get the feeling she likes the idea. Oh, a little cautious, perhaps, but I admire that in a woman. Now, you just keep me alive, and I'll be back later in the week.
Oh, Professor. About the boy's measurements, I make all his clothes. Sleeve 21, waist 18, inseam 28.
Fine. Now, that's all I'll need. I have to get back to my hotel.
Oh, Professor, I hope you'll excuse Marion. She's not really...
Oh, please. Don't worry about a thing. I'm sure that at heart, she's as lovely as yourself. Good day to you, Widow Peru.
Has he gone?
He has, and I hope not forever. Darling, don't you ever give any thought to your future. Gary conservation, class abort 5. Now,
Mama. Surely a girl's future doesn't depend on encouraging every fast-talking, self-centered, woman-chasing traveling man that comes to town. And the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
All right, darling, all right. But it's a well-known principle. If you keep the flint in one drawer and the steel in another, you'll never strike much of a fire.
Oh, now, Mama. Winthrop? Winthrop, I know you're there. I want you to go to the library for me and ask Miss Grubb to give you the book that I sent out. It's the Indiana State Educational Journal, 1890 to 1910. It's a big red book with gold letters on it. Oh, you want us to talk to anyone? I've written it all down for you. Thank you, dear.
What do you talk to? Why do you need books at this hour of the night?
Well, I figured that the Indiana Journal will help me poke some large holes in the professor's claims.
Well, I give up. At your age, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of a white knight do you expect to come riding along?
Well, I'm not waiting for Luther Granier, who back to me into the ancient history shelf every time he comes into the library.
He does.
Or Ed Gamage in that buggy of his with the removable back seat. I'm not waiting for a knight in shining armor, either, Mama. My white knight, not a Lancelot, nor an angel with wings, just someone to love me, who is not ashamed of a few nights me. My white knight, what my heart would say if it only knew how. Please hear
solo for a marching piccolo player. Still has a few flaws. See, when you keep it tight enough to hold the music steady, you cut off the circulation and you can't play with your fingers. Meanwhile, you can go blind.
Hi, Papa!
Is that the very first thing I said or not?
Yes, George!
Yes! The very first thing I said, Arlie. Hey with the horse. Get that spellbinder's credentials I said the morning of July the 4th, 1912, and now look, my wife off dancing an idiot all hours of the night instead of in the home.
But
George, the schoolboy is singing up street and down alley instead of tending to civic affairs. My eldest daughter fooling around town with some young hoodlum, and my business has fallen off so far I can't see the balance sheet.
Oh, Mayor Shin, I have found something very interesting about Professor Hale's alma mater,
Is who?
his university.
Oh, that. I know all about that. Matter of fact, it's the only thing I can get out of him. Gary Conservatory, what fine.
Yes, well, if you take a few minutes to read a little about the conservatory, I don't think you'll have to look any further. Here, on page...
Papa! Papa! The Wells Fargo wagon is just coming up with the depot!
Well, Fargo wagon nonsense. Is this hour of the day? Oh, well, Fargo wagon.
It must be the band instrument!
The band instrument.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be.
I got a box of maple sugar on my birthday.
And once I got some grapefruit from Tampa, you rewarded me a better than a promised girl.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Please let the price of VLT. Because our dishes are a star of the world.
Or it could be.
Yes, it could be. Yes, you're right. It surely could be.
Something special.
Something very, very special now. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Don't let it pass my door. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what he was coming for.
I took some coffee from Seattle last December.
And I expected new rocking chair!
I hope I get my raisins from Fresno. To the ARS down at Madden for the courthouse fair.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming now. I don't know how I could ever wait. Something new and lovely like I guess it could be. Something special. Yes, for
Men, you will each receive individual instructions in due course. In the meantime, stay off the streets, get acquainted with your instruments, and think about the minuet in G. Da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. Round one for you, Mr. Hill. But I'd better hear some tooting out of them by-God horns in pretty short order, or I'll see you in front of the grand jury down at the county seat. Now, Miss Marion, about that book.
Come, George! Captain Newton!
Oh, and you watch your phrase out, G. Get along if you want to. I've got to see the librarian about something. About that book.
The ladies' dance committee meets Tuesday nights at the high school.
It's you in the sunrise. It's you in my car. It's you all the way into town.
It's your sweet hello, dear, that sets me up.
And it's your go-to, dear, that gets me down. It's you on my pillow, in all of my dreams, till once more the morning breaks through. What words could we say or true?
or I'll by God horsewhip you, the hell won't have it again. And not one poop out of you, madam.
I think he means Pete.
Yes. Now, get out of this public building.
I doesn't look like a public building is any.
Right? What gives you right in any right around here? Ain't you betting the swindling activities of that spellbinding thimble salesman? Now get out, you wild kid, you.
Papa, please! Captain looks like you make fun of the marketplace. Take
Watch your phraseology, young woman. Go home. Eulalie, you tend to your dance.
Oh, my dance.
I'll handle it, Anita. Hanging around wild kids from the wrong end of
I
town.
will just make you understand.
Well, you can't. And by the way, thanks for nothing. I read that book you gave me from cover to cover for a whole week now and haven't found a thing.
Mr. Mayor, if you please.
Oh, and I'll settle your hash later. Just as soon as I get these premises off and my daughter. Yes.
Well, all right. But I want you to know that I'm vouching for Tommy Gillis. Why, he's got the confidence of every kid in town. You'll be standing in line waiting to shake his hand by the time our band plays its first concert.
By the time your band plays its first concert, the individual members will have to foregather in wheelchairs. I counted the broken legs they'll get from tripping over their own beards. Now you listen, like a young, never mind. Oliver, J.C., you were Olin. I want that man's credentials. Don't take your eye off of me, so slip here to Mississippi Sturgeon.
Do you mean you want his credentials?
Get his papers or get him in jail. Couldn't make myself plainer as a button hook in the well water.
Oh, Professor Hill, I think that Mayor Shin has behaved abominably. And I think it was wonderful of you coming to Tommy's defense like that.
Oh, that was nothing.
Oh, but it was.
Oh, no. Why, a man can't dodge the issue just because a little personal risk is involved. Well, what does the poet say? The coward dies 1,000 deaths. The brave man, only 500. Unfortunately, the mayor was already pretty mad on account of his billiard parlor. Now, oh, I suppose a recommendation from a musical authority like yourself would help. I couldn't think of asking you to do a thing like that.
Oh, Professor Hill.
Oh, you would?
Oh, I would gladly do it. I just wish I were a little more informed. You know, I have a meeting to ask you about Winthrop's cornet.
His cornet? Well, the mother of pearl key.
Oh, I'm sure it's fine. It's just that he never really came to touch it. Oh, the first week or so, he made a few experimental blasts, I guess you said.
Bloods.
And he hums the minuets and dee-dee-da almost constantly.
The way you see,
He said you told him it wasn't necessary.
oh,
He told me something about a think system. If he thinks the minuet and G, then he won't have to bother with any of the notes.
now, Miss Marion, the think system is a revolutionary method, I will admit, but so is Galileo's conception of the heavens, Columbus's conception of the globe, Bach's conception of the well-tempered clavichord. Oh, no, I cannot discuss these things here in public, but if you will allow me to call, when may I call?
Oh, any night this week. Pick a little pop, little pick a little pop, little shake, 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 pick a little pop, pick a little pop, little yarn, kind of take off better.
we have our orders.
We've been deputized. Well, congratulations. You know, all week I've been trying to give you fellas my references and credentials. But you always seem to get off the subject somehow. Now, I have just what you want over at my hotel. Take me a second.
No. I'm afraid I'll have to go along with you, Professor.
Huh? Well, let's see if I have my key. Well, what's this? Oh, a testimonial from Madame Rainey, the only female bassoon player ever to appear on the Red Pants circuit. Her stage name, of course. Actually, she was from Moline. Lida Rose Quackenbush.
May I see that, please, Professor?
Oh, you'll never forget the name Lida Rose. Same as the old song. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose.
To get the sun back in the sky. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose. About 1,000 kisses shy. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bells chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Like Rose, I'm home again, Rose, with all the sweetheart to my name. Like Rose, how everyone knows that I am hoping you're the same. So here's my love song, not fancy or fine. Like a rose, oh, won't you be my like a rose, oh, like a rose, oh, like a rose.
Dream of now, dream of then, dream of a love that might have been. I love you, oh yes, I love you, and I'll bravely tell you, Lord, only when we dream again. Sweet and low, sweet and low, how sweet the memory forever, oh yes, forever. Will I ever tell you? Oh no.
Like a rose, oh,
Dream of love, dream of then, dream of a love that might have been. I love you, oh yes, I do, and I'll bravely tell you, Lord, only when we dream
Will you ever stop arguing with yourself? Will I ever tell him? Ah, yes, I know. I feel sick. Just open your mouth and let it come out. Oh, Mama. Now, nothing. And if he comes to see you next time, you see him alone. And if you haven't got the gumption to tell him how you feel.
Tell him?
Well, there's nothing wrong with a lady like him.
Mama!
Winthrop, where you been?
Fishing?
Fishing.
With Harold? You mean Professor Hill?
Hmm? Leave the dishes, Mama. I'll do. Don't you have to change for the social? Oh, no, there's time later.
Shin's live around here somewhere.
Oh, the Shin home is on East Elm. This is West Elm.
Say, you're the piano teacher in town. You must know about this fella Hill forming a boys' band here.
Oh, yes.
Well, don't let it worry you no more. I've got the goods on him in spades. Swing with two-bit fiddler rigger. That's why I got to see Shin. I'm just passing through. Number 8 only makes a 15-minute water stop here. Wish it was 20. Sure like to concentrate on you for 5 minutes, girly girl.
Who are you?
Name's Charlie Cowell, anvil salesman. Right now, I'm out to protect the good name of the traveling fraternity against this swindler.
Oh, Mr. Cal, you're making a big
Mistake? My old lady's perfect, fella. Why, that fella's been a raspberry seed in my wisdom tooth just long enough. He spoiled Illinois for me. He's not going to spoil Iowa. Say, what kind of a music teacher are you? You didn't see through him. He's no more a professor.
Oh, I know all about that. Bad leaders are always called professors. It's a harmless conception. But he's a fine leader.
Now, wait a minute. Fine leader. Have you heard one note of music from any band?
Well, no. But you see...
About nothing, girly girl. He's never formed a band in his life, and he never will.
Oh, if you would just listen to me for a minute, I'm sure that...
Oh, I'd like to. I'd like to do more than that if I had the time. Sure got the inclination. But right now, I've got to get back on that train, and I got to deliver this dynamite with somebody on the way to the depot. Bye, girly girl. I'll see you next time through.
Oh, you'll never get that train at the depot. You'll have to catch it at the crossing.
No, sir. I've got to leave word. I can see you're not the one to leave it with.
Oh, just a minute, Mr. Cowell. You don't know me yet.
Is that an invitation?
No. I mean, I don't know you.
Yes, I need more time anyway.
I mean, as well as I'd like.
Oh, no trouble there, girly girl.
I've never met a man who sold anvils before.
Well, it takes
That's something quite different.
a real salesman, I can tell you that. Anvils have a limited appeal, you know. What am I doing? I missed my train. I'll probably lose my job, but I got to get word about this fella Hill.
Well, leave word with me.
Not on your tin type. How do I know you deliver these letters?
Try me. Oh, there's your train. Now run for it.
Why, you double-dealing little... What do you think you're protecting anyway? That fella's got a girl in every county in Illinois. He's taking it from every one of them, too. Not counting the piano teachers like you that he cozies up to just to keep the house shut. Need abuse on the last of me, girly girl.
The chapel bell chime, ding dong ding, at the suggestion of a popular question, like a rose I'm home again.
Howdy,
Sweetheart, true my name. Good evening, Miss Marianne. Like a rose I'm one more.
Hey, dear, what are you talking to? Professor Peter.
Oh, Mrs. Carew, the top of the evening. Marion?
Thaddeus, come up and set a while. I've got some jelly on the stove. There's no jelly on the stove, Mama. Well, I'll put some on.
Well, shall we set, as your mother said?
Well,
You did ask me to call.
did I? I didn't mean to be polite.
Oh, well, Miss Marion, I'm not implying that your invitation inferred anything but academic enlightenment. The think system. Well, I've been by your house a time or two this week to try to explain it to you, but, well, there always seem to be people around.
Oh,
Mostly ladies, I thought.
well, yes, Mrs. Squires and several of the ladies.
Oh, well, I'm glad. I wouldn't want anyone beating my time. You wouldn't? No, ma'am. Well, this evidently is not the convenient night. I'll see you later at the social.
Professor Hill? Is it true that you've had 100? Well, you see, what I'm trying to say is...
Yes?
Is it really true that you've developed a think system?
A think system? Oh, a think system. Why, of course. Well, it's really very simple. It's as simple as whistling. Now, no one had to teach you how to use your lips in whistling. You only had to sink a tune up here, to have it come out clearly here. Now, why don't you just try this for yourself before you ask any more questions?
I'll take your word.
Could we sit down?
Are all music teachers as dense as I am?
All music teachers?
I dare say you met dozens, maybe even 100.
Well,
Have they all been as fascinated as I have with the think system?
some more and some less. One young lady thought up the same system before I got to her town. She showed me a few
I
refinements.
see.
Or have I said something wrong?
Oh, please, Professor. Don't let me keep you. I'm sure you have much more important things to do than to explain the think system to me.
Well, I can't think of
And
one.
I'm sure I must be very dull company for a man of your experience.
No, say, where did you get an idea like that?
Well, one hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
Oh, now, Miss Mary, you shouldn't believe everything you hear. After all, one even hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matt.
Well, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me in a sure job so Mother and Winthrop and I could have some security. Oh, now surely you don't believe
Oh, no, of course not. But that's exactly what I'm saying. Now, why do you think people start those rumors?
Oh, narrow-mindedness. Jealousy. Well, it's jealousy mostly, I guess.
Exactly. And jealousy mostly starts rumors of traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Oh, it was nothing about you personally, just generally.
Well, what have you heard generally?
Well, of course. It stands to reason, doesn't it? A disappointment and jealousy could easily lead to... Well, now take you for instance. Your attentions to teachers and to customers, well, they could easily be misconstrued now, couldn't they really? Couldn't they?
Well...
And so as you say, if another salesman or somebody were jealous, well, then they could just be out and out lies, now couldn't they? Now really, couldn't they?
What could?
Well, rumors and things.
Why, of course.
Oh, well, it just goes to show you should never believe everything you hear. It's just disgusting.
Miss Marion, I would be delighted to discuss anything in the world with you. But couldn't we do it sitting down? You do sit. Your knees bend and all.
And of course, that...
We could also sit on a large hollow log over at the footbridge.
Oh, I couldn't. I've never been to the footbridge. The man before in my life.
Well, just to talk.
Oh, I have to change for the sociable.
Then meet me there in 15 minutes.
Oh, another time, perhaps. Maybe tomorrow.
No, my dear little librarian. Now you pile up enough tomorrows, and you'll find you've collected nothing but a lot of empty yesterdays. But I don't know about you. But I'd like to make today worth remembering.
So would I.
The footbridge. 15 minutes.
15 minutes. I just told Professor Hill I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be in the saints be praised and worshiped. Think system, I'm using it on you, such as the Father.
buses have arrived and the kids are in them already. Those people are going to be screaming for music if those kids show up at the sociable. Yeah. Look, I got most of the dough. I got Tommy to collect it. He's pretending to hold a band practice down at the lumber yard. All right, Mars, go get the ring. I got it. Well, what time's the freight? 9:40 from the junction. It's not even 8:30. Look, you want to turn a whirl around and get yourself caught up in a bunny trap. Don't worry, Mars. I'll be back at the hotel in plenty of time. Be there. Miss Mary. Well, you're late.
Well, you said 15 minutes.
Well, I don't mean that kind of late. I'd say you were about 26 years late. It took all this time to get to the footbridge with a fella.
Well, you want to know the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh.
Halfway here, I almost turned back. Suppose I'm not the first to find it easier to think clearly when not under the spell of your salesmanship.
Now, Miss Marion, surely you don't think I've been trying to sell you anything?
Oh, no! You've given me something. That's why I came.
Well, I don't recall you giving.
But you have. Something beautiful. That's why I came. Oh, please. Don't think I expect too much more. One can't expect a traveling salesman to stay put. I know there have been many ports of call and there'll be many more. But it's no reason for me not to be grateful to you for what you left behind for me.
Marion,
There were bells on the hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all till there was you. There were birds in the sky, but I never saw them winging. No, I never saw them at all till there was you. And there was music, and there were wonderful roses. They tell me in sweet, fragrant meadows of dawn and dew. There was love all alone, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all till there was you.
There was love all around, but I never heard it sing. No, I never heard it at all till there was
Marion, there's a lot of things that you don't know about me. Great! Oh, excuse me, I'm expecting a cable from Hector Berlioz, and this could be it. Now what? Who's the salesman here? Sounds like she's selling in your buy. Are you nuts? I didn't know I was going to be able to leave tonight, and I told you I had to keep her off balance. Why is she so far off balance, you can't tell her from a catboat in a hurricane? Now listen here, Buster Brown. I've come up the ranks on this skirmish, and I'm not resigning without my commission. But you can't get anywhere right out here on the footbridge. Well, there's a place over in Madison Park near the Sociable make this footbridge look like an old lady's home. Now, Peter, go get the rig. Oh, there's never a peaceful moment in the music business. Now, let's see. Where were we?
You were just about to tell me what I didn't know about.
Oh, yeah. Well, we don't have to go into that right now, do we?
Oh, of course not, Harold. Or ever, for that matter. A librarian hasn't felt very much like doing research lately. But you did plenty when you first came here.
Oh. About what?
Oh, about Professor Harold Hill. Gary Conservatory of Music Gold Medal Class of '05. Harold, there was no Gary Conservatory in '05.
Well, certainly
Because
was.
the town wasn't even built till '06. I'll see you at the social.
Well, you knew all the time?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you came here. I tore this page out of the Indiana Journal. It was originally intended to use against you, but now I give it to you with all my heart.
But if you knew, well, why didn't you? Why, you live? Well, 110 cornets flamed the air, and I honestly took my place as the one and only face, and I moved hard up and down the square. With 110 cornets right behind. There were horns of every shape. Sweet dreams be yours, dear, if dreams there be.
110 cornets right here.
I wish I may, and I wish I might. Now good night, my someone. Good night. Wait! This guy is crazy. He's going around town.
I'll say I'm crazy. Missed my train, probably lost my job, but I got you now, Hill, and you'll pay. You'd be in the clinic right now if it hadn't been for that Yana teacher. I told her all about you. What did she do? She literally gagged me around so I couldn't get the shin. Little dried up, man-hungry, doxy, round-heeled, busy gig.
You get out of here or I'll kill you, you dirty mouth.
Bully, you big blow-off. I'll stay right here in town till you get yours up, down, through, and sideways. Why, you never even knew the territory.
Come on, Greg, I got your stuff. Come on, let's go. The ring is this way. Come on, Greg.
Listen to this man, you gullible green grass goat. Can't you get it into your head that there is a burglar in the bedroom and you're fiddling in the parlor? I'm talking about Hill, Harold Hill, highwayman, road agent, pickpocket, same thing. He's trying to save your wallet, mister, and yours, brother, and yours, little lady, ever since he came to this town. There's more documented evidence than you could ever read. There isn't any bad. There never has been a man, there never will be a man. And if you don't hunt this man down right now like a mad dog, there won't be any Harold Hill either. He'll be out of town on the next train.
Now will you believe me?
What are we all waiting for?
After when you find a ring back to the floor. After try to load up. You find a trick.
I would too.
Would not.
I would too. I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
No.
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
Are you a dirty, rotten slut?
Yes.
Let me go, you big liar!
Now what's the matter? You wanted the truth, didn't you? Now look, I'm bigger than you, see, and you're going to stand here and get it all, so you may as well quit wiggling. Now, there are two things you're entitled to know. One, well, you're a great kid. I thought so from the first. That's why I wanted you in the band, so you quit moping around, feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
I always think there's a band.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Well, come to think of it, the other thing isn't any of your business.
I wish you'd never come to River City!
Oh, no, Winthrop, you don't.
Sister, you believe him?
I believe everything he ever said. I know what he promised, and it came true just like he said. The lights, the flags, and the colors, and the symbols. In the way every kid walked around here all summer and looked and acted, especially you. And the parents, too. Now, does Mama wish she'd never come to River City?
You told you.
No, Winthrop, I don't. Harold, please go.
Come on, Professor! Hurry up!
I can't go with her.
Why not?
Well, for the first time in my life, I got my foot caught in the door. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it echo, till there was you. Come on, Frank, come on! Frank, they're here! Come on, this way! Come on, Frank! A piece of flour and butter. Take them out.
Which is why I interrupted the program at this point. Oh, rest assured that this name in our bosom would have been misapprehended by this time. And always remember that I can only remind you that I did everything in my power to prevent this dire happening from, happening. War score! What have you done to get our money back? Thank the president for the $300 uniform! War score! And just a minute! We got just a minute! The sword of retribution has cut down Professor Harold Hill, virtuous tramp! And if there are those, as I have heard, who are collecting feathers and melting tar, I will not say them back.
Surely I should think there would be some of you who'd be able to forget your everlasting Iowa stubborn, chip on the shoulder arrogance long enough to remember what River City was like before Harold Hill came here. Do you remember? Well, do you? Surely some of you would be grateful to him for what he's brought to River City, and if so, I should think you'd want to admit it.
You're wasting a lot of time here. If there's anyone in this hall who doesn't want to see that man tarred and feathered, let him stand up. You ladies, sit down. And the rest of you are standing there like a coat of Shropshire sheep. Have you forgotten how you brought expensive band uniforms, paid for technical instruction manuals, and high-priced band instruments? Have you forgotten the clear understanding and warranty that your children would be taught to play in a band? Well, where's the band? Where is the band?
production. Without the help of so many dedicated people, it would be impossible to bring quality production like the Music Man to Mount Vernon. We would like to publicly thank the following.
I would like to first thank for our journal cover, Madeline Cohn. Her name was misprinted in the journal. Emilio Martin and his crew for the beautiful scenery. Ed Quantieri and his students at the Mount Vernon High School for the sets. Bob Monroe and his lighting staff. Jeffrey Brown and his crew for staging. And missing from our beautiful journal are a couple of people from the stage crew. Ness Serino, Richard Holly, and Terry James. Mrs. Carmela Iavoni and her staff for the lovely costumes. Yoshika Hilton for the props. Sue McKenna for makeup. Dr. Ben Aberman for publicity. Mrs. Helen Aberman, our pianist, for her tireless effort and dedication at being at every rehearsal since January 3rd. Mrs. Pat Giacopello for sponsor and special gift tickets, Hillary Kelly for choreography, and last but not least, our very own Vivian and Doc Randall for their direction, dedication, patience, and love. I would like to welcome tonight our own Mayor, Ronnie Blackwood, and his lovely wife, Ann. Thank you so much for coming to our performance. This year, our show is being dedicated in memory of a gentleman who brightened the lives of everyone that came in contact with him. David Cole passed away suddenly on Thanksgiving Day of this past year. His presence is sorely missed. Mrs. Cole, would you please come up and receive just a little something for your home?
Mount Vernon Music Theater, Mrs. Cole, we would like to present you with this plaque. This is a sample. The real plaque will be coming shortly.
We would like to welcome to our group this evening exchange French students who are here for 3 weeks. Would you please stand up with your American counterparts and welcome and have a good time while you're in the United States. I understand that sometime next spring, our students from the high school are going to be exchange students in France.
Good night, and thank you, and enjoy the show.
what good?
Cash for the fancy goods.
Cash for the noggins and the biggins and the burgers.
Cash for the hogshead, cash and demijohn. Cash for the crackers and the pickles and the fly paper.
Look, what do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
What do you talk?
You can talk, you can talk. You can figure, you can talk. You can figure, figure, figure. You can talk, you can talk. You can talk, 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 talk. Figure, figure, figure. You can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't. But you got to know the territory. Now, come on, T4 made the trouble. Make the people want to go, want to get up and go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 22, 23 miles to the county.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who's gonna patronize a little bitty 2x4 kind of store anymore?
What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where you get it? Not the Model T at all. Think again at the store, at the margarine store, at the present day store, at the present day margarine, departmentalized grocery store.
What do you talk? 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 Where do you get it? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? Where do you get it?
You can talk, you can figure. You can talk, you can figure. You can talk, 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 talk. Figure, figure, figure. You can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you got to know the territory. Why, you see, you need a biscuit making trouble. You need it. Put the crackers in the package, You need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package, make the Cracker Barrel obsolete.
Gone went the Cracker Barrel out the window with the nail pouch, cut, plump, show, and fine stone. Changed the approach of the traveling salesman. Made it pretty hard.
No, it didn't, but you got to know the territory.
Gone with the hard said cask and demijohn. Gone with the sugar barrel, pickle barrel milk tin. Gone with the tub and the pail and the tierce.
Ever meet a fellow by the name of Hill?
Hill? No!
Just a minute.
Never heard of any salesman, Hill.
Now, he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory.
What's the fellow's line? Never worried about his line.
Never worried about his life.
Well, the Cracker Barrel being obsolete, all the you need a biscuit in the airtight sanitary package or a one T4. Just a minute. Never worried about his line. Or a doggone thing. He's just a downbeat, bell-ringing, big-haul, freight dog, neck-to-neck, brick-roaring every time a bull-dry salesman. That's because of Harold Hill.
Tell us, what's his line?
He's a fake. He doesn't know the territory.
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
He's a music man. He's a what? He's a music man, and he sells clarinets to the kids in the town with a big trombone and a rat-a-tat drum. Big trombones and a rat-a-tat drum. Uniforms, too, with the crocheted gold braid on the coat and a big red stripe.
Well, I don't know much about bands, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones. No, sir. Mandolin picks, perhaps. Right here and there at Jim's house.
No, that was our band. Boy band. Don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king, and he gathers and he puts and he shines. And when the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But he doesn't know the territory.
River City, we just crossed the state line to Iowa. Population 2,212. Cigarettes illegal in the state.
All right. If you're all through, I'll tell you about Harold Hill. Do you really know that fella Hill? I never saw him before in my life, but I know this much. He's giving all of us a black eye. Why, after he's worked over a town, the very next salesman to arrive automatically gets tarred and fettered and rode out to the city limits on a rail. Oh, you think that's funny, eh? Wait till it happens to you. Your hair never grows back.
Why should he get run out of town on a rail?
Because in order to sell band instruments and uniforms and instruction books, he has to guarantee to teach the kids to play it.
Well?
And form them into a band with himself as the leader. So what's wrong with that? He don't know one note from another. What's wrong with that? He doesn't know a bass drum from a pipe organ. I'll catch up with that swindling two-bit thimble-rigging Hill, and when I do, I'll tell him so. You're really mad. I sure would like to be around when you catch up with that fella. Won't be on this trip, not here in Iowa. Not even the great Professor Hill would try to sell them neck-bowed Hawkeyes out here. What?
Gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I'll have to give Iowa a try.
I don't believe I caught your name.
They haven't dropped.